Okay, good morning, Year 11. So I set some algebraic work yesterday that I wanted to go through just because I I saw a few issues with some of the questions, and I think some of you got a little bit confused with how to do some of them. So I've picked out the ones that I think were probably the most confusing or that caused the most confusion, and I'm going to go through them now. So question 4 was probably the main one that caused a few problems just because of the different orders that you need to do things in. Now, when you're solving equations, you remember that you've got to undo it in the opposite order that it was done in, if that makes sense. So if we talk about a story of x for 4a, x was divided by 2 and then take away 1, and that got you 3. So to find out x, you need to do the opposite on the way back. You need to add 1 and then times by 2. So let's see how this kind of works. Now, I am writing on the screen with my finger, so it's going to look like a 3-year-old is writing it, so I do apologise. So if we're going to do a first of all, x over 2 minus 1 equals 3. So the first thing we have to do to both sides is add 1, because that's the last thing that was done to the equation. When we've done that, we've got x over 2 equals 4, because that minus 1 and plus 1 cancel out, and 3 plus 1 equals 4. The next thing we need to do is a number divided by 2 gives you 4, so you just do 4 times 2. So times by 2 on both sides, and you get x is equal to 8. Okay, so that's how you would do the first one. Now, part B looks very different because the whole thing is divided by 3, not just x. So that means the last thing that was done to that equation was divided by 3. So x was added 2, then divided by 3 to get 5. So on the way back, you've got to multiply by 3 and then take away 2. So if I write that out here, x plus 2 over 3 equals 5. So the first thing we're going to do is multiply by 3 on both sides, and we get x plus 2 equals 15. And then we've got to take away that 2 from both sides, take away that 2, and we get x is equal to 13. So that's 4a and b done, and you'll see that they look quite different and that you had to do different things in different orders for those. I'm going to go through C and D on the next page. So question C, similar to question B to be fair, 3x minus 2 equal 4. So x was times by 3 and then it was take away 2, so we've got to add 2 and then divide by 3. Add 2 to both sides first of all, we get 3x equals 6. Well, we know that that works out quite nicely, doesn't it? So 3 times a number equals 6, and we know that that number has to be 2 if we do 6 divided by 3. Last one, D, this is probably the most complicated one because your minus x over your x is actually minus. So what I would do, let me just write it out again. The first thing I would do is take away that 10. So I've got minus 10 from both sides. And I get minus x over 4 because that x is still minus, and 2 take away 10 is minus 8. Now what we can do is we can actually get rid of those minuses on both sides. We can actually cancel them both out. Because they're on both sides, we can just cancel them. So actually we get x over 4 equals 8. Multiply both sides by 4, because a number divided by 4 gives you 8, so you've got to do 8 times 4, and we get x is equal to 32. Okay, so that last one there, complicated because of the negatives in there, but we can sort it out because they actually had negatives on both sides. So when two things are negative and they're on either side, you can actually cancel both the negatives to make them both positive. Let's have a look at 5. I wanted to look at 5C and D. That was the next thing that I thought caused a few problems, just because, again, of the negatives. So let's have a look at C. Remember, we're looking for the smallest number of x's. Now, a few of you got confused and took away 1. You need to do the opposite of what it's saying. So obviously here, for this question, the smallest number of x's is there because it's minus 1x. Now, to get rid of that minus 1x, you're going to have to add x to both sides. To get rid of it, you're going to have to add x to both sides. Otherwise, you'd end up with minus 2x if you took one away on the right-hand side. So adding x gives us 7x plus 1 equals 15. And now that looks like something that we can just sort out. We can take away the 1, take away the 1. 7x equals 14. 7 times something gives me 14. We know that x is equal to 2. And then here, which side has the smallest number of x's on? Well, it's actually this side, because minus 2 is less than minus 1. So we've got to add 2x to both sides to get rid of it. And so we get 12 equals 5. What's minus 1 add 2? Well, just add 1x. What I would do is then I would just kind of swap this around to make it look like something we realised. I've just swapped it around either side of the equal sign. X plus 5 equals 12. Take away the 5 from both sides and we get x is equal to 7. So that's 5, C and D sorted. Remember, pause the video at any point if you need to just kind of go back over anything and then question 6. Now this is quite a difficult question. The two rectangles have the same area, so that tells you you've got to find the area of each rectangle. Well, the area of this one is going to be 7 times by x plus 1 in brackets, and this one is going to be 2 times 3x plus 5. So what does that tell you? When you've got something outside a bracket, you're going to have to expand them, aren't you? Now it says they have the same area, so what we can do is we can put an equal sign between them. That's your equation that you've constructed. 7 times x plus 1 equals 2 times 3x plus 5. Now what we're going to do is going to expand the brackets on either side. So I've got 7x plus 7 equals 6x plus 10. Now which side has the smallest number of x's? This side does, so we take away 6x from both sides. Take away 6x, and we get just 1x plus 7 equals 10. X plus 7 equals 10, so x has to be 3. And that's question 6 done for you as well. Now I hope you found this helpful, just going through those algebraic questions there. Now those of you that submitted work to me yesterday, thank you very much. You can use this video to just kind of go back over what you've done and check anything that you need to check or change anything. And I hope you found it useful. Okay.